Good morning, all of you. Today's class will continue with the torque experience by the bar magnet kept in a magnetic field, then force of interaction between bar magnets. Then we'll go for the magnetic field due to Earth. How to measure the magnetic field produced by the Earth, that one, or that will become like terrestrial magnetism. This one. So already I think yesterday's class discussion, it is similar to like electric dipole, no? Again further today what some first 1 hour what I discussed, no? It is again the electric dipole ideas only. It's nothing but a good revision for you of electric dipole. Those who have missed it, those who got confused, no? The same set of formulas instead of P bar, here M bar is there, magnetic dipole moment. Yes, I'll continue with the further discussion. I think college may open on October 1st, I may feel. So there'll be permission for classes to be conducted. How that class composition, social distance, how we manage, I think we have to see that one. So meanwhile, I think this another 1 week is there, no? Please don't go outside. If you catch any COVID, no? Again, you may not able to attend the classes. Now, once if classes that will come in the college, no online classes will be there. I don't think so. Then definitely due to COVID, if you get missed classes, there won't be anybody to help you much. So there's 1 week, no, maybe October 1st, if they give permission. I'm not sure what will happen to hostelers, what they do. But as likely, I think by October 1st, they may give permission at least to conduct for 3 hours or 4 hours or 6 hours, that one. So maybe you'll get physics, chemistry, maths, then you'll be let free. So like that, they may plan college in that sense. So there's 1 week is there, no? So, and once if that classes come, if I am there in the college, no question of online. So leave that one. We have to say goodbye for this. Then if you get by chance the COVID, no, so definitely you're going to miss the total session. So starting from today, no, try to avoid going out. Once college starts, at the end, you have to be outside all the time. So if you catch COVID, and be alert, this one. Because even if I get COVID, what will happen? Some other teacher will come. There's no other way. I'll take 15 days. I'll be there in home. So at least from your side, no, try your level best to not to carry the infection. Okay, from now onwards, that one, because so nobody will help you in that sense. Very complication. We don't know how things will be. Too risky in the sense, I think it all depends on your parents, no? If your parents, if they're ready to send, you have to come. If your parents, if Interboard gives permission, then officially the government has given permission. So then it's left to the decision of parents. If they're willing, it will come. See, for us, no alternative. It's a job. We have to obey the management. So with all this, what happened? We do come. There's no other way. Okay, of course, I'll wear some mask, anything. Whatever happens, we'll see. God will protect us. For at least you people, what happen? Don't take risks, that one. So at least now don't go outside frequently. Everything. Wash your hands for every 1 hour. If you go outside, immediately come wash your hands, legs, that one, and face. Sanitize yourself, and sanitizers we have to bring. I think that's what the instructions are there. Like the college may not provide sanitization to everyone. I mean, sanitizers that much. So we have to bring our own sanitizers, hand gloves, then mask, then again the plastic sheet. Not officially. I feel like by October 1st, definitely, I think government will give permission. Not officially. Because see, it has given now, it will see this 10 days, okay, how students, everything. Then afterwards, per class, I think 1 meter distance we have to maintain, 1.5 meters. So in per class, how many will will it be crowded, or I don't know how things will be managed. So how far online classes, how they'll manage. Okay, let's see, wait. But October 1st, I think If you have a COVID, then if you are good, what happens if you come to the college, then all college you are going to pass infection. Abhishek Nala, I think you know enough of basics. If you are very good, if you are though you get COVID infection, if you are healthy and you are asymptotic, definitely you are called a super spreader. Then you definitely will infect first your teacher because you'll ask doubt and then I'll get infected. And my wife will kick me out. I have to stay outside somewhere in the lodge because my mother is there. She's around 70 years old. Then my kids are there.
Sir, you're not audible.
Sir, you're not audible, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, yes.
No, I think okay, fine. Huh? Okay, no. Okay, fine. Everything I'm able to hear you. You are able to hear me. Okay, we'll continue the class. So let there be a magnetic field, uniform magnetic field. Okay, there is some. Shall I continue? I think some problem was there, connectivity.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now there's a magnetic field. Let there be a magnet, bar magnet. Now, this is a north pole, this is a south pole. So this particular dipole moment, it is there, this is m bar. It is making an angle theta. What about the torque experienced by that? There's a uniform magnetic field. Who will produce uniform magnetic field? Already we are discussed in electromagnetism. Okay, let's get into this one. So what about the torque? So if you look at the force here, Fn, and the south pole should experience force opposite to that. This will be, and this having a pole strength m naught. So what is the force Fn? Fn is equal to m naught into b. Will it set up any torque? Yes. So let this L be the length. 2L will be the magnetic length. Now, will there be any torque acting on this one? So torque should be equal to torque about midpoint. Will take it. Torque about 0.2. This should be equal to Fn L, angle between them, sine theta. Or both will put it like this. So this will be Fs what is the angle? This should also be theta Fl sine theta. So the Fs, so this is it. What is Fn? M naught. So 2L m naught. What can be 2L m naught? 2L m naught is what? Dipole moment. Magnetic length is 2L and m naught is the pole strength. So this will become MB sine theta. Theta and MB bar. You can see from the diagram. Like this, what happened? We'll get the torque acting on a bar magnet kept in a magnetic field. If the uniform magnetic field is a formula. The non-uniform, then what we should do? We should calculate the force acting. Can you hear me now clearly?
Yes, sir.
I'll repeat once again. There's a uniform magnetic field. Now also, voice breaking?
No, sir.
Okay, clear now. The uniform magnetic field is there. I'll kept a bar magnet. This one. So let the dipole moment of bar magnet make an angle theta with the horizontal with the direction of field. The north pole experiences a force Fn. The south pole experiences a force Fs. Then a torque is set up. Fnl sine theta, and both the torques will be clockwise. Both the forces acting on the dipole on the poles, north and south pole, they set up a clockwise torque, and because of this, the net torque will be clockwise. So with this, what will happen? So what we get is like a 2Fnl sine theta. So now what is Fn? Fn equal to m naught b L sine theta. So solving this, I'll end up this one. So what is the torque acting on the bar magnet given by m bar cross b? So now this is a generalized formula. This formula is applicable only when B is uniform. B is non-uniform, you can't use formula. You should calculate force on individual north and south pole, then calculate the net torque. I'm making things clear. They can test you questions with like that also. Then what is the interaction potential G given by U is equal to minus m bar dot B bar, or this will become minus MB cos theta. What is M? Dipole magnetic dipole moment. B is the external field. B is what field? Not produced by magnetic field. B is the external field. This is an external field. So what is the basic idea? If a bar magnet kept in external field, it will experience a torque. That how much it will experience a torque, it all depends upon this condition, angle between M bar and B bar. Okay, let's analyze some basic condition. So if there is a uniform magnetic field is there, So I do have here a bar magnet and there's a magnetic field. What is the torque on it? Will be zero, no? First, what is the force on it? Net force is zero. Torque is also zero. And what is the potential G? Will be minimum. You slightly displace this and release. If you slightly displace and release, so will it execute any SHM? That's what my question is. This particular bar magnet is going to execute the SHM. So when I release this slightly, so there's a direction of M bar. There's a direction of M bar. How the torque will act? The torque, restoring torque should act from M bar cross B bar. So it will act about its center of mass. It will act here. So this will be the torque. And so since it's a bar magnet, it's like a rigid body. So it will have mass M dimensions. So if you take the bar magnet, so it will, the geometric length L, this is B. So this will have mass. I'll put W because M not all are there. Let me write W. W is a mass here. If they're thin, then you can, usually we'll go for thin bar magnets. There's a width, that one. So now what is the torque acting? Torque acting should be equal to mb sine theta. There's a small angular displacement I given, or will give all the things. Okay, fine. This will be, so this should be equal to mb sine theta. What is the torque? It should be equal to torque, that the torque should be equal to I naught alpha. And how it will act? Opposite to angular displacement given. Theta is given like this. How the torque is acting? Anti-clockwise. So this will be mb sine theta. Then what is I naught? Moment of inertia about an axis passing through. What is the moment of inertia of such a bar magnet? Will be W by L square plus B square. Capital L, I'll choose that one. If the thin bar magnet, even B will become negligible. Then it will become W L square by 2L only. So this should become alpha equal to minus MB by I naught theta. In fact, it's going to execute SHM. Then the time period is given by 2 pi I naught by MB. What is I naught? I naught will be W by 2L MB L square plus B square. So this is the expression for time period of a bar magnet, where it is suspended about an axis, passing through and perpendicular to, passing through its center and perpendicular to its plane. It's going to execute SHM. So shall we call this as a stable equilibrium position? So when the bar magnet will be in stable equilibrium position, when its M bar, when the dipole moment is directed along the external field, then it's said to be in a stable equilibrium position. So about in stable equilibrium, if you slightly displace and release, it's going to execute SHM. And what is the time period of oscillations given by this particular formula? Now, what is that B? B is an external field. B is an external field, that one, not this one. So this is what? And now, what happens if it is a bar magnet, if it is aligned in a position where M bar will be opposite to B bar? I'm making the bar magnet. Let it get aligned here now. So what is the first net force? Will be 0. Net torque 0. And what is potential energy? It is maximum. And there's an unstable equilibrium. So on what basis you can call this as unstable equilibrium? Let me slightly displace it. Small displacement. No, this is north. This is south. So you see the force. This force will be acting like this. And this force will be acting in the direction. And how is the displacement given? The displacement is given about 0.2. And how the resultant torque will act in this direction. So look at the angle theta in torque. This tau naught from where it has come? MB, what is the angle between M bar, MB sine of? Agree this, why sine of 180 minus theta? Because M bar will be directed in this direction. No? M bar will be like this of the bar magnet. And B bar is in this direction. What is the angle between M bar and B bar? Sine of 180 minus theta. And this torque will act in clockwise. So look at the torque. Torque is set up in the direction of angular displacement. So shall I say this is a restoring torque or destabilizing torque? It's a destabilizing torque. Earlier what? It was a restoring torque. Depending upon situation, I'll call it restoring. What it will restore? It will restore its equilibrium position. So it will, if you disturb it, what will happen? It will never come back to again that position. Means it will again get aligned M bar in the direction of B bar. So this unstable equilibrium, we don't have anything. Now if similarly, it not oscillate about unstable equilibrium. About stable equilibrium, it will oscillate. Now if the bar magnet is aligned, if bar magnet is kept perpendicular to this one, how the, what is the equilibrium, nature of equilibrium? Can we say not equilibrium? No. What is the first torque? Non-zero. What about force? Force is 0. What about potential is 0? It's not in equilibrium. You should not say equilibrium. What do you mean equilibrium? Net torque, net force should be 0. Net force is 0, but net torque is non-zero. And potential is what? 0. So potential is 0 means not in equilibrium. Potential is minus MB, stable equilibrium. Potential is plus MB, unstable equilibrium. Say net torque, net force should be 0. There's a basic necessity for equilibrium. Net torque is non-zero here. So when it will be in equilibrium, when M bar parallel to B bar or anti-parallel to B bar, that's all. On net force, net torque should be 0. What I discussed, uniform. So they'll bring this bar magnet, they'll keep in the field of long wire. Due to long wire, how the field will be non-uniform. Just go back to the electrostatics. We have discussed several cases can be introduced here also. So what is the now conclusion? If a bar magnet kept in axial field, it's going to experience a torque or a force depends upon the its orientation with respect to the field. That's what you have to remember the background. Okay, now what is the work done to rotate through an angle theta? Let me put this separately. This is a north pole, south pole, December. Slightly I'll rotate it. So how much of work I should do? To rotate it through an angle theta from stable equilibrium. What is M bar? M bar will be like this. And there's a uniform magnetic field. There's the initial position. So what is the initial potential energy? Minus mb. What is the final potential energy? Minus mb cos theta, because there's a direction of b bar. What is external agent will do work, no? On its own, magnet cannot rotate. We had to rotate it. So work done by external agent should be plus delta u. Uf minus ui. So minus mb cos theta minus mb. So mb1 minus cos theta. What is this formula? Work done by external agent in rotating bar magnet through an angle theta from stable equilibrium position. See, so many things will be asked here. Okay, there's a work. After when I release it, what happened to this bar magnet? When it comes to again the position, when it again reaches to the original position, so what will happen to the bar magnet? What is the state of it? It will have angular velocity, no? Maximum angular velocity. How to calculate this maximum angular velocity? So work done by external agent should be equal to of I naught omega m square. When again it comes to this original position, it will have this much of the angular speed here. Then can we calculate what is the linear speed of the north and south pole? These are some troublesome questions for you. A bar magnet is kept in a uniform magnetic field in stable equilibrium position. An external agent will rotate slightly through an angle theta in release. Find the speed of the north pole when again it returns back to the stable equilibrium position. Is asking this value. How to bring omega m, and so this omega m we know it. Then what is work done by external agent? There's a formula. mb what is I naught? I naught is again same thing, W by 12. These are the types of numerical. What is this? Speed of the north pole. No use, just only to trouble the students. Suddenly, sir, in bar magnet, how to calculate the speed of north pole? Just rotation mechanics idea, nothing big. What is the linear speed of north pole or south pole? Okay, I agree this one. So this is the angular speed. It's a very famous question. No concept, nothing. Again, just go back to the SHM ideas and implement that ideas here. Okay, now this is about the bar magnet in a uniform magnetic field. Next, we'll go for, if there are two bar magnets are there, what is the force of interaction between them? First, let me take the, okay, before this, vibration magnetometer, no? So what is the biggest problem? Measuring the magnetic dipole moment of a bar magnet is the biggest problem. The measuring the magnetic dipole moment. So somehow of one bar magnet, I'll find out how to calculate the of other bar magnet. So what is the method is, I'll take this particular oscillation condition. So let this be a string. I will tie two bar magnets. Initially, let their dipole moments be in the same direction. And this is the external field which I'll be knowing. Horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field, I know this value of H. Now, what is BH? BH you can call it as horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. What is them? Both are dipole moments are different, but physical dimensions everything will be same. So therefore, I'll first calculate the time period. What is the time period in this case will be 2 pi. Just now we had discussed no moment of inertia of the combined, or if you want write I1 plus I2, or let it be only I. This should be equal to what is the combined dipole moment M1 plus M2 into BH. Then the same. Sir, is it possible for them? Can be, I think we have to put some thread, no? Or some rubber band or some adhesive tape you have to put it. Otherwise, they can't stay like this here. These are 2 bar magnets. And I know M1. It's not like I know M1. I know one. The other one, I don't know. How to calculate the other one is I'll use. Can you measure time period as? These are torsional oscillations. This will be this like a string I suspended slightly at this place. So what is this BH all? So there's a BH will be like this. Please do understand just now what we discussed. No, sir, is it a torsional oscillations you're calling? No, the string is just meant only for, or you can say it's a mounted, nothing to do with torsional oscillations. What all the oscillations is due to dipole moment, and this there is the resultant bar magnet. Oh. And now if you slightly release, it's going to execute SHM, no? And it is mounted about its midpoint or connected by string. The string is nothing to do, only it will support here. What all the torque is due to, not due to torsional oscillations, due to the dipole moment. Then what is the time period? This is a formula. So now what I do is like the, let me connect them in, let the dipole moments be oriented in opposite direction. Then the same BH is there. Then what is the time period of oscillations I'll measure? It will be moment of inertia will not change. I know T1, T2, I know M1, and I and BH, they'll get nullified. So squaring and dividing these two, T1 square by T2 square. M1 minus M2. Can we find out the unknown thing? What is the unknown thing here? So M1, M2. So let M2 be unknown. I'll find out the M1 here. So I know T1, T2, I know M1. I'll get the M2, that one. So like this, what happened? A bar magnet whose dipole moment is unknown, I can find out using this vibration magnetometer. Actually, I shown a string. Actually, I should not show. So what actually happens in a lab, this will be a mount. It will be there like this. On this, I'll place the bar magnets. There's like a light rod. So here the 2 magnets are there. Where they...
Sir, it's M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2.
M1 minus M2 plus minus interchange. Yeah, okay, yeah. There's a string I shown, so don't take it. This one in lab we don't do by string. Actually, equipment will be there. This one on a rod I'll mount it, and there's no friction between the rod and the magnet. I'll just put some oil, everything I'll put it. So now what will happen? The bar magnets are free to rotate about this rod, about vertical rod, and here's what BH will be there. Or you type in Google, no, vibration magnetometer, you can see that the equipment once. There's one very famous, it's a part of our syllabus. The formulas are very important. So if you know dipole moment of one bar magnet, can you find out dipole moment of other bar magnet using this particular experiment? And if moment of inertia are different, in that case, what you should do, I1 plus I2 you're going to write. Since the dimensions are same, so I put this one. Or if you want, you can write I as masses are different. Then proportionally you'd write that one. But anyway, that I and I will get eliminated, no? This very famous formula, it is vibration magnetometer. There's one method to find out the dipole momentum of bar magnet, which is unknown. It's a part of syllabus, not covered in most of the books. So possibility of asking. So do remember this formula. Okay, after this, we'll go for force of interaction between the two bar magnets. What all these bar magnets? They are short bar magnets. Force of interaction between short bar magnets. Will take it. First, this is a bar magnet of dipole moment M1. This M2. The separation between them, let it be R. Short bar magnets. What is the force of interaction between them? There's a question that is being asked. This will be the North Pole, South Pole, South Pole. There's the North Pole. We know some from the basic idea of magnetism. They'll exert force, attractive or repulsive force. They'll exert attractive force on each other. Then how to calculate this force of interaction? So what I do is I'll just assume that the bar magnet 2 present in the field of first bar magnet. What is the field at this particular point, at the location of this? Let it be B1. Any formula for B1? 2 mu naught M1 4 pi R cube. Can you remember this formula? Magnetic field due to short bar magnet on the axial line. Don't cancel 2 and 4, that 2 by 4. Let it be as it is. Now, shall we assume that now this B1 is external magnetic field for the second bar magnet? Then what is the interaction potential energy? U12 is equal to minus M2 dot B1 bar. What is the angle between them? 180 degrees. Sorry, 0 degrees. So this is everything equal to minus M2 B1. What is M2 as it is? Let it be. B1 is 2 mu naught M1 by 4 pi R cube. We know potential energy. Let me write only U. If I differentiate this, du by dr, 3 mu naught minus 3 will come. So the denominator will be positive only. So this is the final. So 6 mu naught M1 M2 by 4 pi R to power of 4. We know the F should be equal to minus du by dr. So comparing with that, what is the F is equal to? Already in dipole moment we have seen M1 M2 you write P1 P2, problem solved. Please do in exam, either you read electric dipole or magnetic dipole. Everything will be same. Of course, in electric dipole we do many other application problem. The basic formulas will be same. Now, is it attractive or repulsive? I got F negative, means negative sign indicates force is attacked. This force is proportional to 1 by r to the power of 4. So therefore that attractive force will show like this. So this is the F. Now see like how they can ask you several ways. You know center of mass. I'll put masses different, M1 and M2. Dipole moment are there. Let me write that W1, W2. I'll release from the rest. Then I'll ask you what is the kinetic energy of that bar magnets when they cover some distance. When bar magnet 1 moves some distance, what is the speed of both the bar magnet? I think you have to just go for conservation of mechanical energy. What we did for particles, similarly you do for bar magnets. So here interaction potential will be this much here. You have a formula 2 mu naught m1 m2 by 4 pi r cube. The decrease in interaction potential will get converted into increase in kinetic energy of bar magnets. Then how to calculate that velocities? Yes, the velocities you can find out. A possibility of asking. So don't think that means okay they may stick on to only formula based. It's left to them. Since you know center of mass, they can trouble you with these other ideas also. So what is the type of questions? So suppose that these are the bar magnets. There both are released from rest. So let the separation be say like a R1 or say some R will write it. So when the separation becomes equal to X, so what will be the speed of them? Let W1 be the W2 be the mass of that. What is your entire methodology you are going to work out here? The interaction potential you have formula. So initial interaction potential G minus 2 mu naught m1 m2 by 4 pi r cube. The release from rest. Final attractive force, no? Okay, this. Okay, now agreed. And this will be attractive. 2 mu naught m1 m2 4 pi x cube. What shall I write here? Kinetic energy of them. W1 but we don't know V1, V2, applying conservation of linear momentum. Nothing to do with anything, no, just conservation of linear momentum. Can be our application. So just try to get back some mechanics ideas here. Net force on system along x-axis 0. So therefore momentum is conserved. Center of mass will not shift, where center of mass will be there only. So all the mechanics ideas, don't forget. Please do whenever situation demands, you should able to apply them in systematic way. This is about the when the two bar magnets with the M bar along same line. And if M bar in opposite direction, it will be repulsive force. So let's have some. If both M bars are in same direction, it will be attractive. If M bars are in the magnitude is same, the force that one. Look at that M bars. If they are in same direction oriented, it will be attractive force. If they are M bar in opposite directions, then it will be a repulsive force. They'll try to move away from here. I'll go for next one more case. If they are I want the force of interaction. The separation between them, let it be R. Look at now. So shall we again, what is the basic methodology? The second bar magnet present in the field of first bar magnet. So what is that red color dotted line? It will become some sort of like a equatorial line. And what is the magnetic field on the equatorial line? Should be opposite to M1 bar. On the axis, it will be in the direction of M1 bar. On the equatorial line, it should be opposite to M1 bar. Now look at this B1 bar and M2 bar. Angle 180 degrees. So is there any interaction potential between them as it is? So what is the interaction potential? U should be equal to minus M2 dot B1 bar minus M2 B1 cos of 180 degrees. This is equal to M2 B1. M2. What is B1? Mu naught M1 4 pi R cube. 2 will not be there on the equatorial line. So this is, we got expression for potential energy. What is the next? We'll differentiate this. If I differentiate du by dr is equal to minus 3 F equal to minus du by dr. So therefore, so here also what is the force? Force is proportional to R to power of 4. 3 times will come. There it was 6, here it is 3. Better remember in that particular way. Now what is this force? I got positive, no? So what shall I conclude? This force is a repulsive force. The net resultant you show like this. I think this will be a safer way, no? So what some students they do, they'll take, sorry, the North Pole, South Pole, then North Pole, South Pole, then on individual North Pole, they'll try to calculate workout. No, it will take more time. So better always take help of this du by dr formula. If you get force positive, repulsive, force negative, it will be attractive.
The force will not be in that direction. Okay, sir.
Fine. Already, okay. This one, force will be like this only. Now, slowly, what will happen? Try to develop some ideas. After this, can they ask you like this only? No, there's all possibility of going to some. So if we have, I'll proceed further. I do have one bar magnet. The other bar magnet, I'll keep it like this. Any orientation? Okay, let me pick up here. So let this be the, no. What is the force of interaction? If they ask you, what has to be done in this case? Just as a learning purpose, just think on it. I'll have water meanwhile. Okay, go back to some basics what we had earlier. Magnetic field in a plane. So it will have two components, no? One B parallel, another is B perpendicular. We know how to calculate B parallel, B perp. What is this B parallel, B perpendicular? Due to the first bar magnet. Then after that, what we should do? we should assume that this particular bar magnet is present in B parallel, B perpendicular. Then I'll resolve B parallel, component of B parallel along x-axis, B perpendicular. And the resultant B bar will come somewhere here. I think this will help us a lot. So with the help of that, I'll resolve B parallel and B perpendicular. So now which particular component of forces will exert a force? Both B parallel, B perpendicular, but its component along M bar will exert force, no? What about, sir, B parallel sine theta? Will it exert any force? So I think you go back to the basics again. If B bar is directed perpendicular to the, let me analyze like this, no? This is M bar. If B bar is like this, it's a short bar magnet here. So this north pole will experience force in this direction. South pole will be like this, no? So, but in that case, what happened again, due to B parallel, this will experience force like this will experience force, then it should be zero. So how to find out this one? So again, what is the best method is, rather than fighting with that, so what we do, we'll calculate B bar. Let's not go for B parallel, we'll calculate B bar. Then from B bar, what I'll come to know. I don't know B parallel, B bar will be, can be somewhere like this also. We don't know that particular thing. Now what I do is like, I know B bar. So shall we call this as B1 bar? And what is the angle between B1 bar and M2? Find to theta, then I'll differentiate. So first I'll calculate interaction potential. This will be M2 B1 cos of theta plus phi. Theta is given, phi we should calculate. And B1 we should calculate the magnitude. This I'll substitute, then I'll integrate, I'll get the force. I think there's a simplified approach. I think will become very lengthy for means. Just have an idea, nothing is there. So not only just only in specific positions you can calculate the force of interaction. Let it get oriented in any way, we can use this particular formula. How to calculate B1, this angle phi, already we discussed yesterday's class, that you can substitute and you have to differentiate. Okay, these are about some set of questions can be asked related to bar magnet and the bar magnet in a magnetic field. After this, okay, what is our primary goal? Our primary goal is not this one. What we have to study the Earth's magnetic field. To study the Earth's magnetic field, what happened? I am taking help of what? I am taking help of this bar magnet concept. Now let's get into terrestrial magnetism. These are purely theoretical. Only apparent dip, what happens? Some numericals will come. Rest of everything is only straightforward theory. Just like a story it is. Do listen happily. Now, what is Earth? We just assume it's a spherical. There's a geographic axis, geographic north, geographic south. Or axis of rotation. So shall we call this as a geographic north? Geographic south here. And this axis of rotation. So then we have the equator. geographic equator. There's a geographic axis. I'm just showing omega. I think it is understood. We know that axis is not actually that one. So slightly it will oval. So time being, let's consider that one. So now the Earth is also producing its own magnetic field. From where that magnetic field will come? So we have one very simplest idea that the core is made up of ions. And as the ions, as we know that electron revolves in a circular path, it will produce a magnetic field. So go back to this. So I is equal to Q by T, Q omega by 2 pi. If electron revolves in a circular path, it is in fact going to produce a magnetic field. Then what is the magnetic field is equal to mu naught I 2R. Mu naught 2R, what is I is equal to Q omega by 2 pi. There's a magnetic field at the center of that circular path. A revolving charge particle will produce a magnetic field. That's what here. So what is the core of the Earth? The core of the Earth will assume that made up of ions. Ions, that one. These ions, what is the state of Earth? The Earth is revolving. So as it revolves around its axis. So these ions also will rotate, no? So rotating charge particles will produce magnetic field. This was the one theory is what that is being published. So still some are telling may not be possible this also. Okay, so I think we are in still yet to know exact cause. Okay, the books what been to convince students what been they just say like okay take this idea. So what is the core of the Earth? Will assume that made up of ions. That revolving ions will produce a magnetic field, and that is what Earth's magnetic field. Now, how to show that Earth's magnetic field? So when I go and check it, no, the north pole of the Earth. This will be the orientation of the bar magnet. So what all that Earth's magnetic field, no, we'll say that let's approximate it to be like a bar magnet. Then it is having a dipole moment. This one. So this will be north. This will be south. Okay, so the south pole of that. What is this, sir? Is there any bar magnet? No, I'm telling this one. The rotating ions inside the core of an Earth will produce a magnetic field. That particular magnetic field open. Since I know I know all the mathematics related to bar magnet. I'm approximating. I'm replacing the Earth's dipole moment by a bar magnet here. That I'll place it at center. That one. It's a very big giant magnet, and its dipole will be directed in the direction. So this is called like a now geomagnetic south. So the north, though the north pole of the bar magnet of Earth is here, what I'll call geomagnetic south. The reason for that, earlier they assume that this will be the south of the bar magnet will be here near to the south, and the north will be towards north. And almost it went for 100 years. They did everything. Then what happened later on? They realized by experiments, no, it's something reverse. It is. So the same convention we're calling. So the north pole of the bar magnet is near to the south. Still, I'll call that as a geomagnetic south, and this called like a geomagnetic north here. Reverse convention. And this will take the next magnetic equator. Now, why this magnetic equator? I think if you can remember, because it'll be very easy for us to describe the field on the equator on the axial line. So this particular thing is called like a magnetic axis. This is the geographic axis. Okay, this and this is a geographic equator like this. So presently what happened, if you look at the data, no, it is making around 11.5 degrees. The dipole momentum of the angle between magnetic axis and the geographic axis, it is making an angle 11.5 degrees, and it's not a fixed constant. It is varying. Constant. It is varying. Sir, how it is? That's what we don't know. What is the reason? Means the core. What happened? The core what happened? It's spinning. Sir, it should spin about omega. No, it's having its own spin. Maybe after another some 20,000-40,000 teachers, the physics teacher will be teaching with m bar along geographic equator. Are you able to get this one? So this particular m bar is not a fixed here. Constant open. This the magnetic axis and the geographic axis, they are not the geographic axis is fixed here. Magnetic axis is not fixed. Constant open will be rotating. We don't have any exact reason why such a thing happens here. And what is the m bar of the Earth's bar magnet? It is of order 8 into 10 to the power of 22 ampere meter square. Approximate, you can put it around. And typically, what is the field on the surface of the Earth produced by this bar magnet is of order 10 to the power of minus 4 Tesla, or it is called as 1 Gauss. So they have just brought a one unit, 1 Gauss. The 10 to the power of the field of the Earth, what happens is measured in terms of Gauss here, or 10 to the power of minus 4 Tesla. On the surface of the Earth, what is the magnetic field? It's called like a 1 Gauss, that one. And there's a dipole moment. And it's not a fixed 11.5 degrees, constant, it is increasing. Some 500 years back, I think we are able to measure. At that point, what happened? It was different. And now the data, what we measure is different. So for every 500 years, we are able to see some appreciable change. So with that, they're able to say that the magnetic axis is not fixed, in fact, continuously be rotating. I think in NCERT book, he has given some specific data, like how it rotates everything. Let me. I think SURMite is there. For past 7.6 into 10 to the power of 17 years, it has rotated 171 reversal circle. Just I'll some phone call is there. I'll attend and. Rekha. Just some. I'll within 2-3 minutes. I'll come back. Okay, sorry for disturbance. Some washing machine repair person has come and it got damaged severely. Okay, no. We were for in the span of years, no, 7.6 in 10 power 17, 171 reversals till now it has occurred here. And in SVM is telling the latest reversal occurred 10,000 years ago back. The latest reversal occurred 10,000 years. So like this is what is telling. So possibility of asking this data also. 10,000 years back. Okay, this is about the basic thing. So now how to study this magnetic field? So who are going to help this magnetic equator? And next what we have, the magnetic axis. With the help of these things we are going to, and we already know the B bar due to Hertz magnet. So B bar due to bar magnet. So shall we bring the same idea? So just I'll ask you one best question. What is the magnetic field at the magnetic equator? I'll slowly deviate from this. So let me put another diagram. Now you should be very careful about numericals of these application part. In books or pen, to some extent they are discussed. So there's a magnetic axis. There's a geographic axis. There's a bar magnet. So where do the magnetic equator will come here? Let me ask you some simplest questions here. So at point 1, what is the magnetic field here? And we know m bar is like this. So can you make a guess of what should be the direction of B bar there? B bar should be directed opposite to M bar, no? So B1 bar will be like this. What about the field strength at this point? So we'll take this is B1, this is B2. What about the field strength at point 3? Somewhere on the surface. It should be like this. Able to understand? No? On the equator, I want the magnetic field. So we know that radius is R, no? It is. So what is the value of B2? B2 will be mu naught M. What is M? I already gave the value. This should be equal to 4 pi R cube. What is R? R is the radius of the earth. Please do understand these things. So these are, which will help you a lot in numericals. Then what is the field strength at point 1? Magnitude. Because this will become axis, no? Magnetic axis. And what is that blue color one? The blue color is what? Magnetic equator. Sir, can we find out anywhere here? 0.4 anywhere here? And tell me what I should do. Anywhere at 0.4. So again, I'll go for the approach like this. You have to work out some set of numericals. Not only this, we'll go for some arbitrary point. There's a bar magnet. Where is the arbitrary point? Arbitrary point, I'll pick up here. On the magnetic equator, let's on the geographical equator, we'll take it. Yeah, come for this. What is about the 0.4? 0.4 is here. Already 1, 2, 3 we have seen. So this is the geographic equator. No, how to calculate this? This angle is what I'll define this one. If you know this angle and you know these distances are, so there are two components will be there, no? One B parallel, another will be B perpendicular. How B parallel should be along B4, another B parallel. So B parallel will be like this, and B perpendicular will be like this. So B4 will come somewhere here, and this is the angle phi you would write. So what is the value of B parallel in terms of M? Go back to the dipole moment, and you can work out. So like that, I can find out anywhere on the surface using that electric dipole moment or the magnetic dipole moment due to bar magnet, or the B bar due to bar magnet surrounding it. We have derived one similar to electric dipole. With the help of that, I can find out the field. Can be asked. So how do they define? We define 0.4 by latitude and longitude. With the help of that, what you should locate that particular point and you should find out the angle between M bar and R bar. So here small r, what happens? Small r will become capital R. And like this, I can find out now the field at any point on the surface of the earth. The method what we know with the help of that. Got the idea, no? So so we are in now best position, no? What we find out the field due to bar magnet, it is helping us a lot. With the help of that, what we are able to analyze these conditions clearly. They're the basic thing. Okay, now next, what is another problem? You look at the way I'm showing things here. So let's check the B bar on the surface of the earth. So if you go for on the surface of the earth, I will put in next page. No, let's come for, so only magnetic equator I'll show it. Geographic equator is of no use. How the B bar will be directed here? We want bar magnet. First 0.1, how B bar will be? Shall we put like this? B1 will be. What about at 0.2? Let me go for some points. 1, 2, 3. What about the field at all these particular points? B1 will be like this. B2 will come like this here. This will be B3. This will be B4. And B5 will be like this. B6 will come. Look at the direction of magnetic field at various points. Sir, how you can say this? How you can say this? just go back to the just now what I discussed. No, somewhere on the magnetic equator, B parallel will be along position vector. B perpendicular should be perpendicular position. The resultant of these two will be before here. No? Will I agree this? And what should be the on axis? How on axis should be along B bar or along M bar. On the magnetic equator should be opposite to M bar. Now you can say, how come, sir, here you are showing down? How come you are showing down here? So why it is down? So you can see this again, put R bar. B parallel and B parallel, the resultant of that, south pole will be very nearer to point A. For point 234, the north pole will be nearer. So definitely open the field here will be, the resultant field will be in this direction. Simple mathematics, nothing to do big. Simple mathematics here. So therefore, where it will be parallel to the surface of the earth, shall I say at magnetic equator, where it will be perpendicular to the earth, surface of the earth at magnetic axis. Okay, now I'll come to the one point. The angle made by the B bar with the surface of the earth is what I'll call it as a dip. So what is a dip? How to define dip? The angle made by resultant field with the surface of the earth. That is called like a dip here. Means now, if you suspend a bar magnet here, tell me how it will get oriented. So I'll show point 1, surface of the earth, no? So and there's a point 1. How B bar at point 1, B1 bar will be like this. The field at point 1 will be like this. Suspend a bar magnet, how the bar magnet will align? If you suspend a bar magnet freely, sir, how you suspend bar magnet freely? I'll tie some small string about an axis passing through the center. Then when I suspend it, no, the bar magnet will align itself like this. Though I suspended at center, it will align itself. And what is the property of bar magnet? It will align itself such that the M bar of bar magnet should be along B1 bar. Though you tied a string here, it will align itself in this way at point 1. Now at point 2, at point 2, how B bar? At point 2, the B bar is directed vertically into the plane. I think point 10, sorry. So if you suspend a bar magnet here, the bar magnet will align what is it? Because there is a property of bar magnet, no? It's a freely suspended bar magnet. Please try to understand. It is a freely suspended bar magnet. Or so like a suspended bar magnet, how you do suspend, you'll get confusion. So let me bring a bar magnet which is suspended about axis O. Okay, agreed? I'll remove this string. Or what happened? I'll call it a dip circle. It is. This is a setup. So this bar magnet what happened is mounted about point 2. And it can rotate about an axis passing through point 2. Okay, agreed, no? So when I keep this particular instrument here, this instrument here, so how do the north pole of the bar magnet will align like this. Here the north pole will get aligned like this here. So this instrument, this particular bar magnet is free to rotate in which XY plane? Able to understand? I think you have just write dip circle something, no? So these are some diagrams I'm just keeping. So the dip circle, you have to keep it here, no? If you just place it. So how the orientation of the bar magnet in dip circle will be like this. Same dip circle you keep it, the north pole will come down. This is like a stand. You just keep it on the surface of the earth. The bar magnet can rotate in XY plane. So it will get oriented. About 0.0, it can rotate. Well, all of you able to understand? Bar magnet. About 0.2 or z-axis. Now, if you keep bar magnet at 0.5, how it will be oriented? Or the dip circle at 0.5, if you keep it at 0.5, so how the field everywhere here will be tangential, no, to the surface of the earth. There's a B bar of the earth, B5. If you keep bar magnet here, it will get aligned itself tangential to the field. So the dip circle here, how the bar magnet, it will align itself in the direction M bar of bar magnet will be along this particular thing. Able to understand now? This is called like a dip circle. So what is a dip circle? It contains a small tiny magnet which can rotate in vertical plane. What is XY is a vertical plane. Bar magnet will rotate about 0.2 of that axis or in XY plane. Able to understand now? So there's a nature of the B bar is what we are able to tell. So what is the biggest problem what we have? The B bar is not constant at but you wrote 10 to the power of -4 Tesla. That is average. The value will like if at some point it will become 5 into 10 to the power 5 Gauss. Some points it will be 6 Gauss. Sometimes it will be 4.5 Gauss, like that. On an average we are putting of order it is, not exact that value. So at different points on the surface of the earth, the magnitude of B bar will be different, but order is 1 Gauss, 10 to the power of -4 Tesla. And what is another problem we are facing? The 90 degree. You can see here, this directed perpendicular to surface of the, means here if you go and stand at 0.1, this will become vertically up towards sky. What about here? It will be, the B bar will be directed into the plane of the earth. Here B bar will be tangential to earth and it makes an angle. So what is the biggest problem we are having? At different points, both the magnitude and directions are different. So we need a method to predict both magnitude and direction. This one. Okay, now once again I'm putting, what is this? This called like there's a north pole. I'll indicate. Though it's a north pole of the bar magnet is there, I'll call still this is what? Geomagnetic south. Wrong convention. Wrong convention it is. And what about this? This called like a, though south pole of Earth's bar magnet is near to the north pole, but still what happened? We are calling that geomagnetic north here. This is geographic north. Actually, what we should call magnetic north, I should call, but still what I'm calling geomagnetic south only. Though north pole of bar magnet is there, still I'll call it as geomagnetic south only. It's a wrong convention. It's a wrong convention. And that 11.5 degrees is not constant. So there's a one, so will it be only on right hand side? It will be there on left hand side also. Just for our convenient purpose, I just shown only on the right hand side. Means even the similar thing is what variation you have to see here also. Magnetic equator. Just I shown on one side. There's a one basic idea. Now how to measure that particular magnetic field. So whose help? I'm going to take first a freely suspended bar magnet. So what you should do here, suppose like sir, I want to measure the magnetic field at my ohm, in my ohm. So what you should do, take a bar magnet, you suspend it about an axis passing through its center and perpendicular to plane. So you can do one thing, take a thread. This is books not explained, that's why you find very difficult. Huh? Please do try to understand things. So there's a string. You are going to hold it or suspend it. So this we know it's a north pole. This is south pole. You are going to suspend it like this. No? Then, so what it says, it should be here, no? Come for this one. You hold it like this. Then particular bar magnet, what happened? Now, shall I say it is present in the Earth's magnetic field and what position the bar magnet likes very much. It is like it's free to rotate. Free to rotate about which axis? In which plane it is free to rotate? You know enough rotation mechanics. It can rotate about the string, no? It can rotate about the string only. Suppose if you define this as x and y axis, about which axis it can rotate? This particular, if you suspend a bar magnet release, it can rotate about what? Y axis only. Because the string will not permit it to rotate about x or z axis. Am I right? If you bring this dip circle, I need these two equipments. Without this, not possible to measure the Earth's field. Using dip circle, now what about this bar magnet? It is made to rotate only about what? About z axis. The bar magnet can rotate about z axis passing through O. So in which plane it can rotate now? XY plane. What about here? It can rotate about only Y axis. Here, freely suspended bar magnet can rotate about Y axis only or about string. Okay, now so these two equipment, this is called like a dip circle. So this is 0, 90, 90, and this is 0. Like this, I'll take the coordinate system to measure that particular angles. These are the two equipments which I'm using. Now I'll suspend a bar magnet. So the bar magnet is in equilibrium. If you slightly displace this above the string, it is going to oscillate. Slightly displaced means if there's a string, there's a bar magnet. If I slightly displace it, displace in the sense, it will come like this. Then in what action the torque will act? I think I have to draw a better diagram. Come forward. Able to understand this? I don't know what. It's a small diagram. No, I'll displace it. So slightly I displaced it, theta. Then what happen? I see that some torque will act. The torque what happen will bring it back to original position. This shows that there is some field is there. And how is the field? Field is like this. If you slightly displace, how M bar will act? The M bar earlier for this position, M bar and the external B bar. So when you slightly displace, the M bar will come like this. So how the displacement given theta like this, how the torque will act here. I think since you are very good in dipole moment earlier, that idea I'm taking help here. How the torque will act. How with angular displacement like this here. So what makes the bar magnet again to come back? There's some field. What is this field? This is the horizontal component of field. The horizontal component of magnetic field open will bring the bar magnet back to its equilibrium position. So definitely, who will have influence on this suspended bar magnet? Which field? Horizontal vertical component. Horizontal magnetic field will come into picture. Though vertical component cannot do anything for this because it cannot rotate about what? Z or X axis. Will agree this? And what about dip circle? Who will have influence on it? The total magnetic field here. The dip circle here, the total magnetic field. What about here? The horizontal magnetic field. So like this now I have brought a method. Can I find out this horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field? S. Using what? Vibration magnetometer. Go back. I wrote BH. So all these are interlinked. I don't know where it is. Okay, no here. So how to measure BH? It's very simple. I know M1. Then here remove M2. Then I'll measure time period. I know moment of inertia M1. Then BH I'll come to know. So can we measure the Earth's horizontal component of magnetic field by using vibration magnetometer? By using this setup. Agree this? So what is BH? BH is measured using vibration magnetometer. So I'll write all these things. Let it be here only. Using vibration magnetometer. So I know one component BH. What about this direction? We have some directions no here, and that at every point will be different. So therefore what I do is I'll take help of these two equipment. Let me come into the picture. Now the in which plane it is lying, shall I say the plane in which the freely suspended bar magnet lies, that is called like a magnetic meridian. Will I agree? So I'll define the meridian words. First, magnetic meridian. The plane in which a freely vertical plane, no? Sorry, this a vertical plane in which a freely suspended lies. This is called like a magnetic meridian. Now, how to identify magnetic magnet? Sir, in my home, I want to identify magnet. You just do one thing: take bar magnet, tie light some thread, then hold it. The vertical plane in which this bar magnet lies, that is the magnetic meridian. Agreed, all of you? I think it's quite simple. This is the only method available to identify magnetic meridian. Then what about the geographic meridian? Geographic meridian means all of you please do concentrate in books. You don't have just only some diagram and one formula. You find very difficult. Huh? You don't have much information, not even in much in internet, because there's a totally pure lab based one. Since I did lab, so I'm having good idea. Otherwise, if I didn't do lab, no, I would have just ended up with only formulas. I say, okay, fine, remember. So what is geographic meridian? It's a vertical plane in which geographic north and south lies. So this at every point, again, this will be different. Suppose in your home, identify geography north and south and bring that plane. This one. And let's come for this. At different points, the direction of magnetic field will be different. No? So if you go for the Earth's magnetic field, okay, meridian, okay, all of you, meridian, meridian. So don't bother that word. What is meridian? A vertical plane. Like this, we have magnetic meridian, geographic meridian. Why we are bringing all this one? If you look at the basic Earth's magnetic field, this is a bar magnet. So how the lines of force? The lines of force will be like this. I'm showing few. There's a three-dimensional you are supposed to imagine. Okay, this will be the lines of force. So there's a North Pole, South Pole. Rough diagram. For better diagram, type in Google. Okay, this is the lines of force will be directed. So look at everywhere the B bar. B bar, I think direction also will be different. No? Magnitude will be different. Somewhere it will be parallel to us, somewhere perpendicular to us, somewhere it will make different angles. So I'll suspend a bar magnet. And the bar magnet, what now freely suspended bar magnet will be present in Earth's magnetic field. And it will try to orient in stable equilibrium. So how to obtain the magnetic meridian means just suspend a bar magnet, the plane in which the freely suspended bar magnet is located. No, that vertical plane is called as a magnetic meridian. Finish all, very simple. So I'll just show the B bar of the Earth. So what is this? O is OA1 C1 D1. This is the magnetic meridian. What is this B bar? Because if you suspend any bar magnet, the bar magnet I'll show for you because you find it a little bit easier. Okay, I get this. And what is this B? B due to Earth. It will end. So what is this plane? So that particular bar magnet lies in this OA1 C1. Books they're shown one arrow like this. I'm just putting this one. So what is this bar magnet? So I'll put bar magnet. Lies in vertical plane OA1 C1D. And what is the magnetic meridian? The magnetic meridian is OA1 C1 D1. We do have geographic meridian. It should come from here. This OA2 C2, let it be only D. Now, what is a geographic median? OA to C to D. And this will be the geographic north. This is a magnitude, and the angle between these two, is called as a declination. Theta will call it, and the angle, and what is OA1? OA1 is surface of the earth. Please, this is something very important, because when you go to numerical, no, you need all this background. OA1 is surface of the earth, and this is the dip. How to measure theta? How to measure theta? I'll locate geographic median. Sir, how do I locate geographic median? I know what is the north and south, geographic north and south. Then I'll just put one paper or cardboard in that particular plane. Then I'll suspend a bar magnet. The bar magnet, what pen? The suspended bar magnet will make some angle with this plane. So the plane in which bar magnet lies, there's a magnetic median. So now the angle made by B bar with geographic median will become theta. That is called like a declination. Why do you bring the theta? Look at this. This is a geographic north, no? These two dots, I'll put it. So what is this? Geographic north, and this is at different points. What happen? Like at different point, the B bar what happen will make different angle with geographic north, and so that we are expressing like this. What is a dip? Already you know that one. You can see from here how B bar means like at this particular point how the diagram will be. This bar magnet will be along OD here. At magnetic equator, how this bar magnet will be along OA1. So what is OD? OD is a perpendicular to surface of the earth, or normal to surface of the earth. Agree this one? So these are the like this we'll define. And now, so this B, I'll resolve it. If I resolve it B, I'll get two components, one vertical component, the other horizontal. Do we know BH? Yes. How do I find out BH? Vibration magnetometer. How do I find out dip? Delta. This dip is called as delta. This is found by using determined using dip circle. What about theta? How do I find out? By freely suspended bar magnet. Angle made by freely suspended bar magnet with geographic median is what? Declination, as I can find out. Now BH, horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. How do I find out? I'll give name. Horizontal component of magnetic field. What is the symbol? BH. How do I find out this? Using vibration magnetometer. All this, some symbols I'm giving, very important. Now, determine, found using vibration. Don't ask me, sir, why you are finding out this, because in my day-to-day life, I don't know, I don't have any use of this magnetism. Anybody use morning, you get up and you check what is the magnetic field, then you start your life. or you take breakfast by looking at magnetic field, nothing, no, then what is use of such learning? But if you look at the forecast, the rain, the climate forecast, we need all this magnetic field. This magnetic field is something, gravitational field, magnetic field, all this is very important in predicting the the weather. It's very, very essential. And okay, now we have some sort of this one. Even if you worst case, what happened? The sailor means, I think, okay, all of you, the one who will sail in the ships, that one. For them, what happened? This was the only, what happened? The magnetic needle was the only instrument which is used to predict the direction. So even if you go for the flight, no, if you get into aeroplane, how do I get the direction? I should take help of magnetic field only. If I don't know magnetic field, I cannot say that the plane in which direction I'm going. So for flights, the magnetic field, and the for ships, what happen, the magnetic field is very important. So I should know how to measure magnetic field at a given point. With the help of that, I'll come to know that where I am. It's having, for us, we are on surface of the earth, no problem. But if you're in sea or ocean, no, or if you are in a pilot something, this magnetic field becomes very, very important. And also to predict the weather forecast. All these are very essential. That's why long back, from 500 years back, the Western people were behind this. And they brought several methods. So how to get horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field? By using the vibration magnetometer. Dip is measured using the dip circle. Declination, I'll measure angle made by the suspended free bar magnet with the geographic median. Okay, got this? This is the thing. So now with the help of this, I know this one. So what is now actual B? I'm in a better position. So what is BH now? BH we know equal to B into cos delta. So what is value of B now? BH by cos delta. At a given point, what is the magnetic field? S, I'm able to predict here now. So this is one separate instrument, this is one separate instrument, theta is separate instrument. Like this, by using all three different instruments, I'm able to predict the field at a given point. Okay, now what happened? Now the technology got improved. Some 40 years back, at every point on the earth, what is the magnetic field? Even at a height up to 500 meter or up to 1 kilometer, we know what is the magnetic field. The charts are available. Slightly variation is there because 11.3 degrees. When do we can see variation? Maybe after, for every 100 years, we can see that variation. So therefore, what all I prepared chart some 40 years back, still it's applicable. But sir, you only said this axis is rotating magnetic axis. Appreciable change will be noticed only after for every 50 years. So 40 years back, it was updated. So every 50 years, they're updating the chart. And the charts are very important for the like a voyage in the sea, or for the flights, for the weather forecast, everything. So it's everything, one systematic science is there. For that purpose, we are studying this one. Okay, now how to calculate the, if you vertical component, as after knowing the dip, no? So what is BV? So what is the total magnetic field? So these are the things which are there. So this, all small information I given are very important. These things, geographic north, OA2. And this surface of the earth, OA1. These are very important. Okay, tomorrow I'll continue from here. Sorry for disturbance in between. Some emergency were there. Washing machine got damaged and the person has come again because he's the appointed one. No? So he will not wait for more time. So that's why I had to interact with him. So tomorrow I'll continue from here. Okay, thank you all of you. Okay, bye. See you.